And we're live, and it is EuroAsia Scrum. It is Sam and Raoul. It is Friday. Yeah, so one of the things happening, I'm just, the homework, the Cucumber thing has been released for the MOOC. I'm just reviewing an issue for that. It looks like it's a relatively simple fix. And assuming so, I will go ahead and do an email release for the homework assignment. Yeah, quick local support. Client meeting yesterday. Still waiting to hear back from the Do It volunteer people about their API, which is not working quite as expected. Yeah, local support a bit quiet at the moment. Yeah, that's about the size of it, really. How are things with you, Raoul?
I've been busy with a side project this week. That's why I've been AWOL.
No worries. Yeah, you've been having a fun. Was it a coding side project?
Yeah, I got it was something that I need to deliver like this weekend, so like I had to push a lot of code this weekend. Yeah, trying to get just a quick website. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, in just a static one or with some nice code on the back?
Static mainly. Yeah.
Yeah. Static is good too. Yeah, we've been using Middleman and GH Pages. You know Middleman?
Yeah, I've used Middleman before.
Yeah. We're using it with the Makers Academy site at the moment. Cool. Okay.
And then yesterday I tried to. Well, I've been checking out the conversation in the Slack channel. I merged a couple of pull requests this week from Sampriti.
Cool.
And I tried to set up a pair programming yesterday with the guy having issue with
Chima, right, who happens to be a student of one of our Spock instructors. But yes, I saw that. I mean, well done for reaching out to him. I think he's, you know, one of the reasons why his instructor has pushed him towards us is because he seems to have some challenges, you know, with communication and staying on board. So your efforts, very, you know, to kind of reach out to him, very much appreciated.
Okay, cool. So I'll just hear from him. If he comes back to me, then I'll probably set up something and go over the problem he's facing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll just see how it goes. So shall we review the website one board?
Yeah, sure. Although there haven't been much activity.
No. Well, indeed. Although I was reflecting that what we didn't do last week that we maybe should have done is we. I seem to remember that Alejandro did actually. So the week before, we pinged Alejandro about kind of some. I think was it an issue or something, or maybe not this one, or a pull request, and Alejandro did kind of follow up with, this. So maybe let's start with
this one.
Yeah, and do we know if does this relate to a ticket that we've got going on?
I think it does.
The wrong place here. Hold on. Yeah, that's one of the nice things that I'm enjoying about current Agile Ventures engineering flow is there's a nice, you know, we're using Waffle, and so the PRs get associated with specific tickets that they're fixing. But yeah, should we just? Well, let's have a look here. I guess maybe let's. So was this? I guess this is sort of a question to Thomas about this. I'm wondering, should this now be accepted and a bug report filed? Is that probably the way to go here?
Isn't this related to some of the stuff Sampriti was working on?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because this is the tweeting thing.
So the tweeting, all it does is it just because I know I've seen in the last pull request from Sampriti that when he publishes to Slack, he also publishes on Twitter at the same time. So if the link is correct, so we should have a correct link as well on.
I think, but there's a separate thing here. I think what he's doing is he's fixing a thing that sometimes the actual ID is left off. But so I think the problem that we sometimes have here is, so for example, like this online Scrum, let's see there. Oh, that's our current one, which is obviously working, which is great. If we do like there, that one's worked.
That one was recorded. You mean in the event where some people don't record the?
Yeah, I think that. So like, I think occasionally we have it so I think that's a separate issue. So maybe we can accept this one, and I'll to get it out of the way. And what I'll do is I think there is the bug enhancement. I mean, it may be that we can't necessarily get that data. I mean, it's sort of the same thing is what I was discussing in the general channel with Pretty the other day, which is this a bug or is this a feature? Is this like I don't think it's a bug. Sometimes YouTube links that are posted are duds. I assume that this is because. Excuse me, someone just turned the lights off up here. Did you mean to do that? Oh well. Anyway, I guess I can survive. I assume that is because sometimes people don't record. Can we check for that? Which maybe is difficult to do. Although somebody was telling me that there is something, we do get an event when the broadcast starts.
Yeah.
So, anyway, okay. So
you mentioned something about the functionality being available on the Hangout connection application.
Yeah, he did say that. So yeah. Okay, I think this is the same one here. Past Scrum display are missing. Yeah. And I'm quite pleased. I mean, the site seems to be holding up, and I mean that obviously we switched back down to that other database last Friday, and that seems to be working reasonably well. But I guess this is the same thing, I guess. Like here, yeah, cool. That's good to see Amy in there as well.
Yeah, she's been involved in the Med Plus.
Yeah. So now I think this is it. Like sometimes recently, if I don't have anybody in the Scrum, then I don't. Yeah, it would be. So it's the same thing. So it's tweets. It's the previous Scrums page. I'll just pop that in there. They're at least being displayed. So let's accept that and get it out of the way. And.
Okay.
Also affects listing. Okay, so we've got a YouTube sync here. Okay, so we've got a follow up from Alejandro.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's the let's see if we can process this response from Alejandro. We can get rid of this unused connection. So this is, oh, okay. So this is, sometimes people get this thing, and apparently we don't need it. Okay, so let's put Alejandro. That makes sense. Can you point to where in the code we might remove this or a pull request? So I guess that's like, apparently we don't, is that making sense to you, that what he's saying here? I know this is a bit small on my side, but
okay, just reading.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be saying that because of other changes, we don't need users to like verify and connect to their YouTube thing. So they don't need to keep their links to their YouTube account at AV. So if we basically removed that component, then they wouldn't encounter this error. So that's sort of making sense to me. Make sense to you?
Not really. I still need to be in the context of the story itself. I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's this idea. Well, the idea is that when somebody's signing, if you go to your projects, if you're on your account page, there's kind of a, I think there's ability to do like this, do this connect or disconnect from YouTube, this thing. And I think we do get the thing, occasionally some people sign up, and I think it maybe tries to automatically check if there's a YouTube account. If they sign up by G Plus or something, it does. I don't know, because I've never looked at the code. That's partly why I'm asking Alejandro if he can, even if he can't, even if he's not the one to work on, for somebody who wanted
the direction,
right? Who was? I mean, this is kind of a bug there, and it sounds like the solution might be just to, since he says we don't need to like we don't need this functionality anymore.
Okay.
Because of changes in the YouTube thing. So anyway, that's
all right, cool.
Yeah, site introduction, screencast. Okay. Yeah, we have the voice recorder. Do some video to go with that. I think that Thomas. Okay. So is that assigned to someone? Do I need it? Can need to do it? Can you link the? I guess that's the. Oh, that is the voice over recording intro.
Yeah.
And this was the.
Welcome to Agile Ventures, a global network of programmers dedicated to learning and charitable projects.
Right.
No matter what background.
How long this is? We need a video. We need a 1 minute.
Agile.
Oh, okay. So the idea is there, right? So that sounds like from the audio. I guess we need a 1 minute 38 video that kind of wanders around the site. Okay. Okay. All right. Right. I guess then it's got these things. Record some materials with AV members, both senior and new users. Gather pairing moments from pairing sessions. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing that some individual needs to take the lead on if it's going to happen. User preference for hire me can be bypassed. Okay. I'll ask Sempriti again. Sempriti, any update on this? I guess actually rather than doing it there, let's just delete that. What I should do is I should just ping him in the in Slack because he's obviously he's missed that one. Sempriti, any updates on this? Okay, close. Update events show page. Okay. I'll ask Brian. Brian, any update on this?
I think Brian started working on this story a while back, and
yeah, it looks like an old one. I mean, maybe it's just going to be we're going to close it up. I'll say, Thomas, any thoughts on this? Yeah, and I mean, it's part of it is just, you know, if things are old and they're not going to be worked anymore, then we want to move them out of the board.
Okay.
So it makes sense to follow up. We'll just say Christopher. No. Any updates on this? So part of what I'm doing here is hoping I'm going to try and get to find the ticket that corresponds to whatever that pull request that. But I guess, yeah. So we've at least started.
I think it's this one day, the one just before that.
I was going to put in here downgrade the database, which we did do. So it's then like review the analysis, which you uploaded there, which is good. Right. Sorry, that's action item for me. Clean up TurboLink attributes.
This is something I started working on.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. What's the status on this one?
I didn't do much code. I started because what we needed to do here is TurboLink was irrelevant to the project, so we decided to just like anything that was TurboLink related from the application.
Okay, so that's a chore that still needs to be done. But,
yeah, still needs to be done. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's there. Right, so this one here, Alejandro. Okay. Wow, lots of things. Okay. So up to there. So we assume, okay, is that related to this? Is completing this ticket? Okay, so right. So this is the pull request. So we've got Alejandro. Thanks. I guess this is this ticket. Oh,
The one thing about this ticket that like it seems to be linked to the other application, the Hangout connection.
It does, yes, absolutely.
Where is that application hosted at the moment? Because apparently we needed to revert some changes. After merging this pull request, we had to revert some changes on that application.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say that I'm 100% sure about this. I did go through parts of it. So I think what we have is that the hosting for this other application is actually also here. So we've got, this is the Hangout connection. And then, so where's it gone? This thing here. There is, like, we have to register the Hangout connection with Google, but we don't really store any code on Google. Like, we're just storing kind of a link to, I don't know which it is, but like, just like something, it's something like one of these things. I think we're like storing like this, the link to it, or maybe it's the actual code, but I don't, I mean, I did sort of go through it with Alejandro, but I don't pretend to have a really solid feeling for it. But let's read what he says. So currently Hangout Connection calls WSO with a hard-coded URL to like this thing. It should be working with the URL sent from RS WSO built to the Hangout, but it does not work. The problem here is the HTTP protocol. Hangout requires HTTPS. That's why the URL is hard-coded. Okay, so we've got that we've got that workaround. Okay, the PR is a workaround problem, adding the environment variable SL host so we can let WSO decide which HTTPS site will be used at HC updates, and of course isolate HC of knowing the WSO URL for the updates. Okay, then at WSO we can set its value to this, and at production this, and it all will work fine. The matter here is that it can't complete test it until it's in production, because production is the only one that uses HTTP and HTTPS with different URLs. I think the steps needed here are move this PR to develop, set SSL at the develop site, revert hard code URL at develop, test that works fine without generating updates of Hangout to production, move this PR to production, set SSL to production. Here's the risk of failed production updates. Right. Okay. So, and I think part of this is trying to move away from Yarrow's version of this app so that we have full control of it. Yes. So, I mean, I think this would be something maybe that thanks for the detailed explanation. I guess would the thing to do, it sounds like, go on.
So we can just push this to develop as you mentioned and then set that and have it tested at okay.
It sounds like this. I think what you might want to do is coordinate with Alejandro so that you and he can be online at the same time, and possibly me as well, to do this bit and do the tests. So I'll put like here. All right, yeah, this is the related ticket, right? The auto derail will push to develop and coordinate with you. Morning, guys. Push to production. Yeah, does that sound like a reasonable plan?
Yeah, cool.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Do that.
Say again.
I say I can do that. I'll take care of that.
Excellent, excellent. And I guess what I will just do we don't need that, or just connect this up so that we know that this, I guess I would really love to draw a diagram at some point about all of these bits to really understand how it all works. So we've got
all the connected apps together?
Yeah, diagram of how this all works. Yes, because I mean this relates to, as I say, this discussion I was having with Sam Pretty, that, like, you know, if we forget about any, you know, technical barriers, I mean, what I think in the ideal world, what we would kind of effectively have is, you know, our stand-ups it wouldn't matter whether they were text-based or Hangout-based. Basically, there would be, you know, entry points, whether it's via the web or, you know, via Slack. But basically, that's, you know, I guess I'm maybe going to have to write it up as a document rather than try and wave my hands around now and explain it to you now. I don't know if you followed the conversation. I put what I did do was I put
I saw the ticket you opened on.
Yeah, I opened this ticket, and it's kind of, I mean, in particular, what I noticed that I think we have the issue that often people don't want to join the Hangout because they're embarrassed, or just they're at work, and but they could participate in a text-based thing, and it also sometimes, and I can't run the Hangout and do the video, and I say let's do a text scrum, but I say that in Slack, but then on the Agile Ventures website, it still just says it's live, join, and someone clicking on it would say, "Oh, there's nobody there. Oh, well, I'm not gonna do that again. That's really boring." So it was kind of, if it could somehow be seamless between these different media, so that like on the front page, like now, like this says we're saying live, but if it says here, this is live, like almost in here, what I'd love to see is, instead of this just saying, I mean, we've gone on over the end of it, instead of this just saying it's live, that there would be like a live transcript of what's being said in the Hangout feeding across here. I mean, that's almost like impossible even with the latest technology, and even with Google can't necessarily do that for us. But you know what I'm saying? I'm saying like brainstorming. But so you can imagine that if the Scrum Master said, okay, let's do a, what's the word? Let's do a text scrum, that on that occasion, rather than it being a link to the Hangout, you would have here just embedded, here's what people are saying in the scrum, to give people an idea of what it's all about. Anyway, so just still thinking out loud there. Okay, well that's what we've done. Have we done all the tickets in there? Is there anything else? I guess that's some good work today. Is there anything else that you think we need to pay attention to in the board at the moment, or?
So to be honest, I didn't review the board this week, so I wouldn't say there's something you need
then
to check.
That's no problem at all. I guess what I would do is, did I open a ticket for the pricing thing?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I think that was, I will open a ticket for that as a feature, which is create a landing page for premium pricing. Because I think, like with, what we could spend the rest of our lives, sort of tweaking down rabbit holes of the technology, if you know what I mean. But it's not necessarily going to make the whole thing sustainable. So in some ways, I sort of see this as the top priority. And I think we can probably agree that this is like it's just a one-pointer, kind of landing page that will store emails for pre-orders of a premium pricing model. Right. Yeah.
So one thing I see sometimes is that for books or something like that, they would usually say, how much would you pay for a service like this? If we don't have, just to get a sense of like how many people are willing to pay for this and how much they're willing to pay for that, we could probably set up a page in that direction also. I don't know. Sure.
Yeah, and I think, well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, obviously, we're not anywhere close to providing a service that's near GitHub. So I would, my superficially, I would sort of take these numbers and then divide them by 3 or something, just to say like, because we're clearly nowhere near what GitHub is offering in terms of value for money. But yeah, if you want to put, I mean, I think you're right. My intuition says, is probably easier to just put up some numbers, and then where you get a series of options, and then basically people can pre-order like an individual thing here. And even in the first instance, that could just be, if you click on this one, it basically emails info@agileventures.org saying, yes, I'm interested in this, and just to make it as simple as possible. I think the key thing is to make it to make the proposition clear, like this. It doesn't even, it could be less complex than this page, because we could just have like only a couple of only up to like free, micro, and small, rather than all these things, or just a free and whatever. Anyway, I think the key thing is to do something quickly and then iterate. So, but if you're inspired to do something where people get to fill in their own price or whatever it happens to be, just totally do it. I mean, I think the key thing is having that page out there and seeing how people interact with it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But so, I mean, I guess actually, could we even just be like creating that as a standalone page as an article? Could it be as simple as that?
Not sure how efficient that would be.
And we've also got we've got this whole framework for there's about us. I mean, there's this sort of page creation system that we've got that's maybe separate from articles. I don't know. Like, you know, we because I can, you know, edit the individual pages like so. I forget what's this, like, we've got a mechanism, I think, like, so that getting started page, is that an article or you know, what is it? Like, we could just have another one on the top that was, so like,
I think these are static pages, and I think it's Mercury editor. It just it was just put on top there to allow live edit of the page.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm not sure if we can create from the website. You have to
no, indeed. But if we just is there a static page system we can use here? Yes. I mean, I'm just tempted here actually to go to website 1. Here we go. Where to go? I look at support page, which has got my website 1s as well. And if I want to, RubyMine. Well, let's just do Subble from there. RubyMine too slow. So if we go into our controllers, here we go. Articles, static pages controller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So there is a static page thing. But so I think, like, if we could just create one on the database and then we would just go there.
Just have a look at views quickly. Static pages.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just sort of set up to show an individual page. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it could be as simple as, can we just use the static page system? I mean, I would have thought that it could be as simple as if we're like here on website 1 and we do something like Heroku run Rails console and it's on production. And then if we go and have a quick look here at the models and the static page, Euro for me, I mean, I wonder if we can just create like a s equals static page new like this, and then we set s title equals price, like pricing.
You have a typo there.
And then we have t body equals pricing in there for a minute, and yeah, like that. And then they'll call it s, not too much. S, and then if I do s save, okay. So can we then go to like pricing? We can.
Yeah.
And then so we could start. Yeah. So if I had, I mean, but can I pay? I wonder if it'll let me pay. Aha. See, there we go.
There you go.
Public projects, private projects, like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There we go, and then we're sort of starting on it. So could just be this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Can I assign that to you to have a look at?
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, not Raoul. Excellent. Start. There we go. All right. Cool. Okay. So anything? I think we've covered all the bases. And anything else we need to think about or worry about or anything at all?
Nothing that comes to mind at the moment.
Great. Thanks, Raoul. Okay, cool. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you. You know, I'll be in Monday to Friday. Other days you'll catch me around. Okay. So, all right. Bye for now.
Cheers.